A family in South Carolina is left with more questions than answers after their son's deadly battle with fentanyl.
Investigative reporter Naomi Coles has spent a year digging deeper into Levi Sander's case and why the family feels shortchanged by the criminal justice system.
Michael Sanders never left his son Levi's side. Not when it was easy, and not when drug addiction made it so much harder.
It's 3 in the morning. I'm running up the streets. I know I'm waking people up because I'm yelling his name.
Every time that, my dad would call me after a night like this, and I would be like, oh my gosh, is he dead?
But today, Michael must visit a cemetery to be at his son's side again.
I think now how terrible that was, how awful that was to wake up every day and not know if he's still alive. But I had hope. I did have hope then.
Hope, on and off for the last 2 years of his life. As Levi fell in and out of trouble with the law, hope was Michael and daughter Micah's lifeline. For a little while before March 2nd, 2025, that hope became everything.
He had been clean when he got out of jail. He kept coming home sober and doing so good, but that night I left for a couple hours.
The Lancaster County Sheriff's report details what happened. Levi texted a friend, quote, "Do you got any down I could get?" She warned him people were overdosing on what she had. He insisted. They set up a time and he left money in his mailbox. After the drop, she asked if he was okay. He never replied, and Michael found him an hour or two later.
And then I glanced down and he was under his desk. I just jumped down, I flipped him over, I started trying to give him CPR over and over, and I mean, it was just too late. He was gone.
This time we're going to call from the jail, Murphy Roach.
The friend who brought him the fentanyl, Murphy Roach, Levi's on and off girlfriend.
Your Honor, first and foremost, I want to start off by saying I take full accountability for my part in this tragedy.
1 year to the day later, Levi's family would come to Lancaster County's courthouse to see Murphy sentenced to 10 years in prison for giving Levi the drugs that took his life.
It's not fair for the blame to be entirely laid on me, but at the end of the day, if he didn't get it from me, he would have gotten it elsewhere.
Levi's family blames Murphy for what they see as her influence on Levi's drug addiction. But even more, Michael told a judge he grapples with why law enforcement didn't or couldn't do more to steer Levi into treatment.
I was told that if he wanted to do drugs, I just had to let him go.
Numerous police records I obtained show just how often Michael would call 911 on Levi, try to call in welfare checks, or go to Levi's house himself trying to interfere with his and Murphy's drug use.
Police just wouldn't do nothing, they wouldn't help. And I'd say, well, they're doing it in their house right now. And nobody would ever do nothing about it.
If they got probable cause, we would have went in the house.
Is the dad saying that not probable cause?
Well, we got to have, no ma'am, that's not enough for us to be able to bust down the door.
Lancaster County Sheriff Barry Fail has led the office for 17 years. He says they have 2 programs targeted for people who have survived overdoses or have drug-related misdemeanors, but they can't force participation.
We will get you help if you want help. The problem is getting people to want it. Look, you can go anywhere in the country to get help, but if you're not wanting it, it's not going to help you.
Levi's death was one of about 1,400 deadly drug overdoses in South Carolina last year, according to CDC data. And while deadly overdoses have started to decline both state and nationwide since their all-time high in 2023, it's a little different for the Sanders family.
Do you miss your mom?
Yeah, I kind of grieved her for a long time as well before she actually did pass.
It's a little different for the Sanders family. In 2 years' time, the Sanders went from a family of 5 to a family of 3. Levi and Micah's mom died of a drug overdose in 2023. All that's left are precious memories.
Ever since that day, my life has not been the same.
In Lancaster County, Naomi Coles, WBTV, on your side.
The man charged